Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Plan With Me video. So this video we are going to be planning out October and in my planner, which is a new planner. So I've finished my old one, I'm on to a new one now. Our planners are undated so you can start anytime, but as you can see from the start of this video, I went for the Angelite cover with the gold foil and the Big Dreams Bold Plans design. So if you are new to our designs, you can basically customize the covers. So I have a choice of a number of different artwork covers and you can have all sorts of different things followed on there, including personalized designs, your name, lots of options, so definitely check those out. You'll also see that there is actually also a bit in the front where you can set out your goals for the year, your personal goals, professional goals. So I haven't quite got to that got to doing that in my planner yet, but that is in there for you as well. So on to actually setting up my planner. I'm already well into setting up that first cover page, and as you can see, this collection is so autumnal. It's got pumpkins, it's got books, it's got florals. It's one of my absolute most favourite ones I've ever done. I'm incredibly proud of this one. It was, again, I'll tell you, it was a bit of a labour of love in coming together, but it has so many different things just to absolutely adore about it and fall in love with it. I put together some really gorgeous planner spreads with this one, and I can't wait to show you it all. I can't wait to tell you about the theme. So yeah, let's get into it. Already here I'm setting up the month at a glance page, and just look at the washi for this. I always put it at the bottom of here because it just always looks so lovely. It's so detailed. We've got the florals and the little foiled elements to it. This colour scheme is very, I guess it's, you know, it's very pastel-y, but it still feels very autumnal. And it has, I want to say, like a lot of depth to it really. So you've got kind of those pastel colours. You've also got some creams and light brown colours as well going on. It was again a bit of a struggle to get this colour scheme together. I feel like the past couple of months I've gone through like so many different iterations when it comes to colours. I started out wanting to do something blue and orange, which I'd seen a blue and orange combo on colour combo on Pinterest, and I was like, oh, that is what I want to do with this. So I did a bunch of illustrations for it, and then I printed it out and it looked terrible, and I thought, God, I can't believe that I'm in the same situation again, because if you remember from September, I went through exactly the same thing. Anyway, I felt completely uninspired and really frustrated, and then I thought, right, I'm just going to go completely back to the drawing board. And I sometimes, what I will often do as well is I'll go back and I'll look through previous collections and I'll see if there's something that, you know, that I like, that I want to sort of change up a little bit. And I had a look at a collection we did last year that had some pinks and browns, and I thought, oh, that's really interesting. Maybe we could do it and add in some lilacs and kind of remove some of those colours. So that's kind of how I ended up here, and I also wanted to add in some little pops of green as well, which I've done with the florals. So yeah, just a little bit of background there as to how I kind of came up with this collection, but I'm so pleased with how this has come together. It's one of my absolute all-time favourites. It's so beautiful and has so many lovely illustrations with it as well. So the collection is called The Academic. This is the second of our expansion series. So last month we had The Alchemist, and this month it's The Academic. And this month we're really thinking about expanding our knowledge and doing that from a perspective of learning and educating ourselves, but also, you know, looking back and reflecting and seeing what we can learn from the past and just expanding in that sort of way. Last month we were talking about, you know, dreaming bigger and expanding from that perspective, and this month is about expanding our knowledge. So in this collection, it's very bookish. I've got lots of books and notebooks, some really lovely illustrations that I'm so proud of how those have turned out. Stacks of books with flowers on. There's a notebook in here which I love. I will point it out to you when we have a look at it, because I'm particularly pleased with that, how that illustration has turned out. And yeah, and some very beautiful, really beautiful colour palette with this one in the end. And yeah, like I said, I'm just absolutely in love. And for you autumn lovers, there are lots of pumpkins in there as well, because it was a deal breaker for me. I was like, got to get the pumpkins in October, because don't know about you, but I just love pumpkins. And I loved doing them last year as well, so had to get those in there. So, putting together the first of our weekly spreads, and again, I have gone for the classic kind of flags down the side and then numbers overlaying on those. And yeah, just pop down there, if you just see it, that is the little notebook illustration that I'm super proud of how that one turned out. So, to go into the theme then of the academic this month, so what do we think about in terms of knowledge? I want to share a bit of a story with you which has really inspired me this month, and particularly with this collection, particularly with this idea of reflecting on your own journey and taking lessons and learnings from that. One thing that I have been talking about a little bit in these Plan With Me's, or I suppose teasing really, is that we have been working on these sticker storage binders, and they are going to be a little bit delayed, and I want to tell you why, and I want to tell you the whole story and experience I had with developing this new project. So as you might be aware, we have been working on, and I know that this is a big challenge, is how you store all of your stickers, especially the one, you don't use every single one maybe for the month ahead, and you want somewhere to store them, store the different foil colours. And I'm totally aware that it's a huge challenge, it's challenged me as well. So we wanted to work on creating some binders, which are small, sort of A5 size, with pockets in, so you could store and organise all of your stickers. And we've been working with our printers on them. So as mentioned at the start, we do the artwork covers and we personalise them, and we were going to work in a really similar way with these. So I finally got all of the prototypes, which I was really happy with, and then got all the prices from our printer and the minimum quantities. And when I sat down and did the numbers, it was a little bit tight in terms of whether we could afford to do it or not. And I was also aware of the fact that there's the binders. If you imagine we're going to have like 200 of these binders and maybe 12 can fit in a box, that is going to be a lot to store. And if you've ever seen our studio space, it's a relatively small room, and we use the space really well. That is all thanks to my mum, because she's a genius. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to store them, and also would have meant that all of the spare money we had in the business, well, more than all of it really, because I was going to have to look at how we could earn some more to pay for all of them and to invest in them, would have been tied up in these binders. And part of me was thinking, you've got to take the risk on these things. You've got to you've got to make the investments, you've got to be bold and do all of those sorts of things. And I had come up with a whole plan for how we were going to do a bit of a pre-sale with them, and what we were going to do in the next few weeks and months in order to make that happen. And I'd come up with this plan, and I was like looking at it, I was like, okay, it's going to be a lot of extra work on top of what I'm doing already, but I can do it. Like, we can handle it. We'll smash it, and we'll do whatever it takes to make this work. And I was looking at this plan, and I was like, dead set. I was ready to message the printers back and say, yep, we're going to go for it. We're ready right now to do this. And I just couldn't bring myself to send the email. And I thought to myself, okay, why? Why is that? Why am I feeling like this sort of, this little tug of, I don't think this is the right thing. And at first I thought that it was almost like a little bit of, it was just fear. It was just me kind of going, oh, well, it's a bit of a risk, isn't it? And I started thinking, oh God, what if no one buys them? And, all the things that you think could go wrong. And like I said, at first I thought it was just fear, and that was the thing that was holding me back, but it didn't kind of feel just like that. So I brought my journal out, as you do. First thing you do, go to your journal. And I thought, and I wrote down, in what ways do I, or have I, like, self-sabotaged myself in the past? Because I thought this was essentially what I was doing, by being too scared, I was going to self-sabotage and ruin my plans. And some really interesting things kind of came up for me, and I reflected on the fact that often when I'm finding like things challenging, like it's challenging running a business right now, that I go back to my comfort zone, which is I make things, I design. That's where I feel most comfortable, and I've done that in the past, and I've got distracted by something new. I'm going to do this new product, and this is going to, do all of the things that we need to do in the business. It's going to kind of solve all of our problems and help us reach new people and get new sales in and all of that. And that's ended up being, as much as it's been great to work on new products, it's ended up being a distraction, and it's distracted me from doing things like make videos or spend time actually selling the things that we've got, or finding new ways to reach new people and show people what we sell already. And it was such a light bulb moment for me that I was like, right, this is the thing that's sort of telling me that this is the wrong move for myself. So sometimes you have to kind of delve a little bit deeper into why am I feeling this way, because it enables you to make a little bit of a breakthrough on an understanding of yourself. So for me, investing in the sticker albums or sticker binders, and really having my focus completely pulled onto doing that, was actually a way of me self-sabotaging, and was a way of me doing something which being an old habit and following that same old pattern of thinking. So I want to share that story because I thought it was such a powerful breakthrough for me, and I wanted to explain why this project is a little bit on hold. It's not never, we are going to do it, it's just not right for us right now. Because after I'd had this thought, I went up, if you don't know, me and my mum run the business together, and we had a really long discussion on it, and we actually came up with some other ideas, other things that we're going to use the money that we have at the moment to invest in. And it felt like although it was a hard decision, because I really want to make this product. The prototypes are great, I've been using them, they're great, they have so much value to them. It's just not quite right for right now. So we're going to revisit it in a couple of months. But it just felt like this moment of really learning and being able to actually put into practice something that I actually learned. And I think that's one of the things that I want to really encourage you to do and to look at this month, is to think, and I'm going to do a bigger, I think, video on some journaling prompts and practices that you can do to help unearth some of these lessons yourselves, based on what I've learned from this experience. But to think about, if I want different results, I have to do things differently. And if you can kind of take a step back and question and look at with curiosity, not with judgment and being harsh to yourself, but just with curiosity, the decisions that you're making, and thinking, okay, well, what would be a better decision for me then? What would be a different way to approach this, that I've never approached this, this challenge or a situation before, that I can do differently, and that I can, avoid sort of drifting into my old patterns and my old comfort zones. Pretty near the end of this plan with me, so thank you so much for sticking with me and for listening to this story this month. I know it's something a little bit different, but I just felt like it was such a powerful insight, and I really wanted to share with you where we're at, be transparent with some of the decisions that we have to make and some of the things that I have to balance. So thank you so much again for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you got some inspiration from it for how to use the beautiful stickers that are part of the academic collection. I have more things to share on this. I'm going to have some journaling videos as well around using these in your journal coming up, and I'm definitely going to do something around helping you to use some get some of these insights for yourself, some journal prompts and things like that. So with all of that said, thank you so much again for watching and for joining me again this month, and I'll see you all again very soon.